Hey guys, welcome. Cyndi Williams, the Wanderlust CEO here. I have the most amazing guest, Dustin from That Away Vacations. Dustin, how are you doing this morning?
Good, Cyndi. How are you?
I'm good. You're I'm a little jealous. Dustin's in sunny California, and I'm loving your view. It's so pretty.
Yeah, sunny California. It's beautiful. You wouldn't think that you'd want to go anywhere else, but we definitely do.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. I love it. And you're a recent graduate of our Careers on Vacation program. Congratulations on your
uh,
graduation.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a phenomenal program, and it continues. This is the nice thing, and maybe I'm jumping ahead, but the support continues on the other active classes and the lessons and the coaching and all the help and support. So it's been fantastic.
I love it. Yeah, and you were in your recent graduation. We love to support. We support you when you're in the program, and you're in the grad group now. So I think that's amazing. Thank you for that,
Yeah.
and thank you for being here to share your story, because I think it's a really, you actually went through in the middle of this COVID craziness, right? So
Yes.
I'm really loving to share these stories that are coming out of our mastermind, because they're so encouraging, I think, to the travel industry community at large. But tell us a little bit about where you were before doing Careers on Vacation and where your business is now.
Before, I was looking at getting into, being a virtual online travel agent. And I was looking at a lot of different options. Like many of your viewers, they're probably doing their due diligence and their homework. And if they've stumbled upon your programs, they've probably gone through and watched every one of your videos. And I would suggest that everyone does, because you really, when you're going into business for yourself and going into something new, which it was for me, it was so important to find a path. And originally, I was looking at a franchise environment, which looked like a great opportunity, and I'm sure it still is. But I also started finding comments about, well, why don't you just, instead of spending that money a with a group like that, why don't you spend the money, invest the money in yourself, and take Cyndi's program and then go with what they call a host agency, and you'll learn all about the host agencies. And I thought, that makes a lot more sense, rather than, and when I get to selling travel, I can keep more of that money, but I can invest immediately in my future and success. And I think really coming down to that decision of saying, yes, I know I'm worth it. I know I can do this with other people's help. I'm going to take a little bit of leap of faith, and I'm going to invest my time and my passion and my energy into this program. And as you know, as a business owner, a former business owner of other businesses other than travel and virtual online, running a virtual online business, you always want to look for help from others. And there's always help out there, and you should always be asking, as a good entrepreneur and a business person, what can I do better, and where can I invest in the places where I know I may not be that confident. I don't know it all, but is there a shortcut, or is there a quick course to get results? And I found that with your program for sure.
I love that. Yeah, and I think vetting is so important. I think the other thing people would really be surprised about is we work with a lot of franchise owners. So it's not even if you would have invested in that first, a lot of those folks still end up going to our programs, because it's just a different model, right? Like you said, there's package and there's things that are included in there, but they don't hold your hand with the how to get leads in the door. That's still your responsibility at the end of the day. And so it's important to do your due diligence. A lot of people do what you did, and they were thoughtful about taking steps and making sure. And I think everybody should do that, because there's different avenues to get into the industry, especially if you haven't been in it before. It can be overwhelming. And you also don't want to get into the wrong situation, some of the MLMs and some of the other
Right,
things that are
right.
out there too. So
And really, at the end of the day, when you're looking at these programs and evaluating what you want to do, you come to realize, I don't know what I don't know. And you sort of have to embrace that. And luckily, you know, I was sitting on the fence, but I probably deliberated for about a week, and I'm glad I did. Usually what I want to do is I want to do all this research and then I'll sit on my hands.
Mm,
And I am glad that I just went ahead, took a little bit of a leap of faith, but it's an investment in myself and an investment in
yes.
my business. And we'll talk a little bit later about, you know, some of the immediate wins that I had with the program, which actually came as a natural progression of just going through the steps and setting things up. So
Yeah, I love that. And I always say like find someone who's already doing what you want to do but on a big way, and like that's where to start. If you're in that camp, because there's so many programs that where they're like, I'll teach you marketing, but I don't actually have an agency, or I have an agency but I'm not actually making the income you even want to make. So it's kind of like, where do you find that match of pieces to kind of fit together? So I'm so glad you found us. And speaking of successes, tell us what's been the biggest win or celebration since taking the program for you personally.
well, the biggest win, I mean, there's the personal side and the business side. The business
Yeah,
side,
do
I will tell
both.
you, yeah, I'll do both. And I think on the business side, it's I've had over $37,000 worth of sales, and that came
Yay!
during the program, and that's what, 10 weeks.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Not just during the
thank you.
program, but during
Yeah,
COVID.
during
Hello.
COVID, yes,
Right?
yes,
I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and a lot of it, and I attribute that to just being in the right place at the right time. You call it kismet, whatever, but I'll take it. You know, I'm not going to refuse those sales. And I realize that not all those sales will come easy, but right place at the right time, but also having the right skills in place at the
Mm,
right time. I would not have been able to take advantage of that timing opportunity if it weren't for where I was in the course. There's no way I would have been able to do that. So I do attribute that success directly to the course and everything that's provided. But over $37,000 worth of sales in the first few weeks. But then also personally, again, I go back to, it's an investment of your own business and your own self-worth. And I don't have a boss to report to. I don't have a board of directors. I don't have I've traded some professional stresses that I had for ones. Now I can't complain about the boss because I'm the boss.
I
but
love
but that's a much better position to be in, I think. So when you're looking at investing in yourself, investing in this wonderful industry of travel, even with this COVID madness, I have always thought, and I think the other graduates of the program agree, that we're in a much better situation
that. Mm,
to face how the travel upswing will be. And I think we're all very positive and optimistic. There's so many changes going on in the world, but we're not pessimistic about it. We're seeing areas of opportunity in this moment of crisis. And I think everyone is sort of trying to figure that out, what your personal level, risk level is for traveling. But I think I am in a much better place than perhaps the travel agent down the road to
mm,
to address this changing world, and it's evolving. But I am much better grounded than I was, and I attribute that to the mindset part of the program. And that isn't just a matter of having a big happy cheerleader on your side. It's about having a merry band uh, all together invested in your success, and you really feel that in the groups as you're going through the training. It's just such a wonderful supportive community. And
yeah.
I would also say, once you invest in this, my thought was, I'm investing a little bit of money for this, investing in myself, investing in the future, investing for better travel opportunities for myself, and opening up a world and providing a great service for other people, because nothing gives me more joy, and I'm sure nothing gives you more joy than having a client that's going to go off in an awesome experience and they come back just glowing, and they pick up and they dial your phone number first to say, where are we going next?
That's
And
right.
there's nothing better than that. And Cyndi, you've really set up a great program here, and it's very easy to do. And I would, without hesitation, get off the fence and sign up and join and really start in your own business today.
I love that. And I love that you, with the comparison with the travel agent down the road, because there is a lot of fear and people don't know what to do. I think on the mindset, because you were in the thick of it, like when it first happened, like
Yes,
you
yes,
invested and you're like, oh my gosh, the bottom of my life just fell out. What's happening? But having been through so many different odd things, 9/11 and some of the past ones that we've had, and the internet boom and things where people thought travel was going to go, something was going to happen, right?
right.
So it was, not to say that, in my situation, because I've been through it, I know the cycle of what's going to happen. And I know the cycle of marketing that needs to be in place to help. So I think we were able to go, look, if you're going through it during this time, this is the best time to learn, because if you're successful, I mean, hello, $37,000 in sales in a few weeks in that environment, imagine when we snap
Right.
our fingers and we're starting to evolve out of that process. So, and I love what you said about the freedom, because I think so many people right now are home because
Yes.
their normal corporate job is like, work from home, and that's great because for the health of everybody. But people are also realizing, right, like, oh, I wish I could do this all the time. Or what if I don't have to commute every day? What if I don't have to spend, for women, thousands of dollars a year on wardrobe or whatever, or
Right.
even the
Right.
time, like getting ready in the morning. It takes a good solid like hour, and then commuting. And when I was in corporate, I just know like that, I could hear that in your voice. It's like when you let the stuff that you don't love anymore, like let it go, and you're like, I am in control of my future. I get to move forward in a way and however I want because I'm the boss. Like, isn't that like a liberating kind of like experience?
There is nothing more liberating and perhaps nothing more, I guess, American than being an entrepreneur. And but also, I say that a little bit of tongue in cheek, but I also know that we also have some great Canadian participants
Yeah.
in our program too.
Yep.
So I don't want to just say that this is United States centric, but there is something about hanging your own shingle out in the pride of ownership. And like you said, I mean, this is my office.
I
In
know. It's so great.
a couple weeks, we're going to be doing travel domestically and probably joining the rest of the
Yep.
populace. And we're actually going to go out to Yosemite, and we're going to
It's,
rent an RV and park in the middle of nowhere for 2 weeks. I've already
oh,
found some very
I love
rustic
that.
campsites. And actually what I'll do is when I'm out there, I won't have internet, which is a great thing for 2 weeks. But I will do some recordings that you've taught us how to do, and
Yep.
I'll call back with you and have a little check-in video for
I was
you and
just
your
gonna
group.
say you
Yeah.
have all the tools. Like
Yeah.
we really teach you how to like make money from every vacation you're gonna take from here on
Yes.
out, and how to leverage and position yourself as an expert, even if you haven't been in the industry for a gazillion years, right? I just made up a new term, gazillion. So even if you haven't been in the industry forever, you still have life experience. You've still traveled places. You're still going to travel places. So if you are a lover of travel, like why, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. So I'm looking forward. I follow your feed, so I'll be watching
Oh,
for those
okay,
videos
great,
for sure. And
great.
I've never been to Yosemite. Isn't that crazy? I've never
Oh,
been.
I haven't either. I've driven around it so many times,
Oh
but
my
we
gosh.
just thought, like you said, we're having a little bit of fatigue in our home offices, and
Yeah.
we were set up before COVID for that. But now during these times, we thought, well, why not work from an RV?
From
We can do some of the
anywhere.
work anywhere.
I love that. We're
So
actually, they're giving us the choice here in Texas. We still have school age children, but they're giving us the choice if we want to send them to school or to not homeschool, but remote school. So we're
right,
selecting remote school, like partially to be safe. That's from,
sure,
but I'm a traveler at heart, like as long as you take precautions. But my husband's like, we could go somewhere for like a month and just station there. And I'm like, sign me up. I mean, because we
yes.
can do our only restriction is our kids for school. So we're kind of excited because we know when we travel, we're able to educate consumers and help that whole process and do all the things I teach you behind the scenes.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
we know with travel, it teaches self-resiliency.
Oh yeah.
It teaches you a different perspective. It broadens your horizons. So I can't imagine a better field trip for a kid to go on for,
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah.
we're going to go 2 weeks in a national park.
Yep.
Here's some hands-on learning. You know,
Definitely. We
those are some of the best lessons.
we homeschooled when they were in their early elementary years, and that was such a fun time because that's exactly what we did. Like, oh, we're learning about this. Let's go there. I mean, my kids are ridiculous. They just think everybody's been everywhere, and it's like, no, like you have a very unique but what a beautiful thing that this business allows you to work from home or while you travel. Like you just really just need your phone and your laptop and
Yes.
to know what you're doing, the roadmap, if you
Yes.
will. So Dustin, walk me back to like when you were thinking about the program and you said you were in that sitting on your hands phase. Did you
Yes.
have any
Yes.
hurdles you had to overcome personally, or what was, what was that process like for you of making the decision to work with us?
I am a very deliberative creature, and I like to do a lot of my research. And sometimes I tend to research things to death before I move forward. But with this, my biggest hurdle was going, who is this Cyndi Williams, and what
Who
is this
is this
program
crazy
about?
lady?
And let me watch 40 crazy YouTube videos. But I thought, no, this is there's something here. And because it not only focuses on getting into the running your own travel agency, but it's also about setting up your own business in the online platform. So
Yes.
it's really two different skill sets.
Mhm.
And one, I thought, well, I enjoy travel. I'm a wondrous soul. I think travel is fulfilling, and everyone should take advantage of that. There's a big world out there to learn. The more you learn about the world, the more you learn about yourself. But coming back to I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
cut
you were
that.
talking about the
Yeah,
two
we'll cut
skill
that.
sets,
Yeah,
and that's so
yeah,
true because
yes,
and in our program we have two learning tracks. We have a new track, which is what you were on, then we have experience. Even people who've been in the business 20 years and are amazing agents, they still don't know if they don't, not everybody, but if they don't know how to show up online, they don't know how to run an online business successfully in today's marketplace, that then they're slowly going out of business, right?
yes,
You can be the
yes.
best travel agent in the world, but unless you have leads or can drive leads on demand to your business, that's where it becomes difficult. So yeah, it is two skill sets. It's how to be an amazing travel agent and learn that whole skill set, but also how do I run an online business, and marrying those two together, not just talking about it, I think is the magic of our program. But we have a travel agency that we've tested all these systems in, and everyone that works for me owns a travel agency, with the exception of we have a couple admin staff who don't. But our coaches all have their own agencies and they're doing the same thing. So it's one of those things where it's not we'll tell you and give you some conceptual ideas on how stuff should work. No, like set it up,
That's
XYZ, 1, 2, 3, here's a roadmap, do this, trust the plan, and go forward.
and
Successful.
and I think that's the thing is being able, you have a plan in place, you have a great curriculum, you have phenomenal coaches that you have vetted, you have combined the business and also the social mental help with having a positive attitude toward your business, and having that positivity probably roll into your personal life as well. I mean, I have found throughout the program that aspect really puts you above and beyond just going through a course and, yeah, by the end of this I'm going to have my own business. No, it really is the ability to dig down deep on those days where you find those struggles and just go for it. Because what you learn is everyone has the same doubts, everyone has the same struggles. No one has it perfect. And sometimes, what do you say, Cyndi, all the time? I have learned good enough is good
It's
enough.
good enough. Yep.
And it doesn't mean that I'm settling, but it means that I'm getting stuff done and moving forward. And you'll appreciate that phrase more as you go through the course.
It's, as entrepreneurs, it's an evolution. It's like, I'm like, spoiler alert, it's never all done, right? And you bring
Yes.
up a good point, because the mindset works. Some people, they get in the program and they're like, oh, I don't need that. And then by the end, they're like, I didn't realize what a difference. And it's not, because it's not just like you said, it's not just like the positive cheerleader stuff. I learned so long ago when I started training travel agents in for corporations, right? That's what I used to do, train class after class after class. And my classes were always uber successful, but it's because I addressed always holding up that mirror for people and just to show them what they were capable of and show them that they can do it. And that's where I feel like the dots got connected. So when I, started thinking about taking this product to market and evolving this program that's been out there for a long time now, I said, this has got to be a fundamental thing, and we got to figure out how to do it in this online format, because if you can get people to get past their own emotional BS and give them the tools that when they're on their own, they can address that again and again, that's where the result is. Like, that's the magic of this program is, if you can get people to get results, then they're going to sing your praises, number one. But like, getting past, it's not just for business, it's for life stuff too. It's the same tools you can use across the board.
It is, and you don't think about that when you're starting out your business, but then having those tools in place, it's just so important, especially as an entrepreneur, to get up out of bed. What's going to motivate me today?
Yep.
So some of my simple joys going through the program is usually when I get mail. Usually it's not good news when you get mail, because it's usually bills or
Bills,
junk
they're
mail.
sending bills. Yeah.
But then I've never been so excited to see from the state of California my business license come in the mail. And I just thought, that's just a small thing, but I was so damn proud to put it in a 3-ring binder and put it away. But it says, no, I am doing this, but there is no way I would have been able to do it without the program, because at the end of the day, why reinvent the wheel?
Yeah.
And what you have done is created a program that, one, has been vetted and tested,
Yep.
but two, has shown me immediate results as soon as I started it. And as you know, I was a marketing professional in the corporate arena for many, many years. And so I thought, well, in marketing, I'm pretty well versed, but I can work on X, Y, and Z. Well, even in the marketing, in the video stuff, I have learned so much. And I even, I even graduated from a Cornell extension business course, and so you would think someone that went to Cornell Business School would have all the answers. I don't, and I still learned a lot from this program. And I continue every day. I continue to learn a lot. So
yeah, and I think that's the secret, guys. Like the smartest of entrepreneurs, the most savvy of entrepreneurs will figure out who's got the roadmap and invest there. And college and business programs are amazing, and they do a great. Those are huge accolades, but it's that showing you. Like, let me show you how to do it in the real world part.
yes.
Let me show you how to plug it in and turn it on. And that's where I think in research, tell me if I'm wrong, but there's not really another program out there that does the plug-in. Let me show you how to plug it in.
No, yeah, not only, yeah, plug it in and turn it on, because it's very collaborative and very supportive. We're not competitors. You still run your own agency. You've got a whole army of of people selling all kinds of travel products, but I'm not competing with you. You are giving me your best bets of going, look, this is where I have fallen. Don't fall here. And also a process where you have already thought in your business is, how is this going to make me money? How is this marketing going to make me money? How is this event going to make me money? What things do I do to monetize my business? How do I attract new customers? How do I keep my existing customers? And how do I have that as a perpetual cycle to make even more money? Like I said, you go on a nice trip, you provide these great services. The first thing that I want someone to do is, I want them to organize their pictures digitally. And then I want them to call me up going, where am I going next?
That's right. Creating that and that's one of our best practices. We tell you in the program how to create a recurring customer business. That's
Yes.
where you win every time. And there's so many little facets, but yeah, I love that. I mean, it's the roadmap, right? That's the piece where it's like, it's
Yes.
I've already made all the mistakes. There's a lot of mistakes to be made. I did a video on YouTube last week. I did a screenshot of it. It was like 62 or 65,000 we spent in our own ad dollars last year to test different things. And so what ends up in the program is only the stuff that works. It's not all the thousands of dollars that didn't work. So you can kind of
Yes.
like, don't waste your time on that other stuff because it can be overwhelming. But we're not in competition. I get that from a lot of old school travel agents will be like, Cyndi, why are you telling people this stuff? Why are
You're
you
giving it away. Why are you giving it away?
why are you
Yeah.
giving the secrets away? And it's not about that. It's, I mean, first of all, that's a scarcity mindset, right? There's enough, it's an $8 trillion industry. There's enough business for all of us to have multiple six-figure businesses. I promise you. So I love that you picked up on that because it's never been, other people make it a competition. It doesn't have to be. So,
No.
but it can be easier, right? It can be easier.
Oh,
So
it could be so much easier because what you have done is every week you have these different modules that you go through, but you and your team have sat through going, what makes sense for a newbie student on the newbie track or an experienced student on the experienced track? What sort of information and in what order are we going to present it? It's I will say after graduating from the course, I can look back going, that is very thoughtful how you have put it together because each module builds on the previous one. In some weeks, you're going to be rocking and rolling and you can get through your checklist and everything's going right. And then other weeks, you're going to feel as if, oh my gosh, I'm behind. You're not. You are where you're supposed to be. And with the course, there's plenty of time to go through the modules, to get the individual coaching, to have the group coaching calls. I mean, there is nothing better than going through the great unknown, and you learn to take your notes and going, okay, for Cyndi's call this week, here are my 20 questions. And you know
yes,
what? Everyone else does that too. You don't end up with a phone call with 1,000 questions. You have one with 20 because we all have the same questions
right.
because you have been there. And then you can either say, well, this will be addressed in this module, or here's the best bet. Hey, that's really good. Hey, and as a matter of fact, we'll dive a little bit deeper and our coaching team will come up with another module to address these questions that you guys have had. So it's very collaborative, but everything is there that you need to really start your independent online travel agency business. And if you're like me, really do your homework, but
Yeah.
don't think too long.
Yeah.
It's like at
Because
the end of the
if
day,
you would have sat on your hands, right, for that,
oh,
because you said making that those giant sales that you made, if you would have waited a week or two extra, the
no.
timing would have been off. Like
Oh,
that's how the universe shows up for you when you
yes.
make a decision, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And the other thing is after investing the investing in myself and investing in my time, investing in the program, I have learned the more I contribute to the online community, the more I get back. And that's part of the mindset that you and your coaches really teach. But I really implore people, if you're going to take the time to go through this and to learn the things you don't even know what you don't know at this
Yeah.
point. But if you're going to take the time and invest in this very easy program step by step, also, once you're in, contribute, because everyone has strengths and differences. And that's what I love, is that I may come in with marketing, but someone else may come in with pure travel experience, and we still interface and we help each other out with our deficiencies. And it's fantastic.
That's the power of a mastermind. And you were such
It
a
is.
collaborative participant and with tech and things too. And it's a very, yeah, it's a beautiful environment. We have all the coolest people in there for sure. We really
Yes.
work on getting our ideal clients in there to get the right mix with everyone. So last question, Dustin,
Yeah.
what would you tell that person who's sitting on their hands right now or sitting on the fence and they're like, I don't know. What would you say to that person who's in that place?
I would say that if you don't know, continue to watch the rest of the videos to see if this is for you. But then at the end of the day, going, where do I want to be? And how do I want to get there? Can I hang out my shingle today and start doing this? I think you probably could, but it would probably take you 3 years to get to where you are with taking the course. I mean, I believe that it would cut off that much time as far as the learning curve. There's enough to learn in a new business. It's tough enough being an entrepreneur day in and day out. You know, there are always challenges because now I am chief cook and bottle washer. You know, I've ditched the boss, but now it's up to me going, oh, there's a cleanup in aisle 3. It's like, okay, oh, that's my cleanup on aisle 3, you know, because now it's my store. But if you're thinking about it, do your due diligence, do some investigation, but don't sit around on your hands for too long, because either you're going to do it or you're not. Yep. And that's really what it comes down to, because are you going to start your own business or not? And if you're going to start your own business, I implore you, you know, if you were looking at travel agency, this is the course. I don't know of any other courses out there. I've done my research too, but this is the course in which to do it. I really can't imagine doing it without your course.
I love that. Yeah. And I will say the number one thing we hear from clients, because we do a lot of these case studies. If you guys are watching them over and over, we have a lot of people go, I waited for a year, or I waited for 6 months. And the number one thing we get from that camp is, I should have done this so much sooner. Or they go and they do the franchise, or they do the host they think is best, or they go and make a bunch of mistakes. Now they come to me and I have to help them fix it all. That's harder to do than just do it right from the beginning. I promise you, it's more work.
And that's exactly it. And it's about, you know, having a curriculum and having a roadmap of stepping, you know which stones are dry across that creek.
Yeah. Yep.
So why not have that map? You know, my feet are going to get wet enough in running my own business. I need, and I still rely on the curriculum. I constantly go back. I'm kind of old school. I put it all into a 3-ring binder, but I am constantly going back, finding things that I missed the first time.
Yeah, well, like just this week, we put out a couple new things. Like, I don't know if you saw the email that went out today. We put out a new module. So that's the other beauty of this program, is as it evolves, like it's been evolving for years now, but this whole COVID thing, we created brand new modules around that. And even if you did the program a year ago, 3 years ago, if you have that membership site, it just gets updated. And we're like, hey guys, new resources for you. So kind of like a pay once, but it's a learning resource as it evolves forever. You're always going to have the latest and greatest information. Things like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they're changing all the time. So it's important to have that evolving learning.
Yeah. And you stay ahead of the curve. Where we're, you know, my mind may be down in the trenches doing a lot of the setup work, but you have already figured out, hey guys, this is the latest social trend, and this is how to really activate your business, you know. And you have gone through a lot of the social media programs where you've taken that learning and help apply it to us, because there are several, you know, I know a lot of social media influencers, a lot of people that run their own YouTube channels, their own podcasts, and a lot of those skills I don't think you would find anywhere else. But I love how you've incorporated that into your online virtual travel agency business.
Absolutely. And it's so key. We're using those cutting edge, and also it's the stuff that doesn't make the program too. Like, we test on almost every single platform, but if it's not in there, it's because it doesn't really work that well. So there's a lot of things we tell you, you know what, pick these 3 to start with and build from there. But your mixed results. Nobody has, you know, if you don't have time for that kind of stuff, that's where that 3-year learning curve comes in. So Dustin, I love that you shared all of this with us today. If you guys are out there watching going, if this is your first video, probably the same thing Dustin did. Who is this lady and what are you talking about? Careers on Vacation is the complete resource to help you launch, grow, and supersize your travel business. And if you're interested in applying, you can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now. It's a very simple process. You'll meet with one of our enrollment coaches. and it's not a sales call. It's to learn about what your goals are, to see if it is a fit to work together. If it is not a fit to work together, we will give you some things to work on, and wish you well, and you know, hope for the best on whatever journey that you're on. If it is a match to work together and we can help you, only if we can help you meet whatever your goals are, then we will extend an invitation in to apply for the program. So Dustin, was the discovery call process weird or salesy in any way?
No. The discovery process, in fact, I had my wife sit in on it too, because, you know, this is an investment that we were making. And I wanted her to understand the different avenues that we could take. And she's as deliberative, if not more than I am, and loves the data. And she's the chief. So I usually, you know, will defer to her with these big decisions. You know, it's a collaboration, but she too was satisfied with going, okay, this isn't just, you know, Dustin's latest, you know, hobby idea. You know, this is the real deal. So
Good. Well, good. Well, thank you for sharing your amazing story with us. You're going over to the grad group, so you're not going too far. We'll see you
nope.
over there. And I just can't wait to see. I mean, we've already have $37,000 in sales and just graduated, so big things to come for you. So
that's right.
Years for life, for sure.
Well, you know what time it is.
So
it's
good. I love that.
Time to travel. So
time to travel, everybody.
Time to travel.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love it. Well, Dustin, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you over in the grad group. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Cyndi. Talk to you soon.
Yep. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.